This is the Big Talker 1210.com, and my name is Bob Bumbera. We thank you so much for joining us on the Big Talker Virtual Health and Wellness Fair. You catch online here at the Big Talker 1210.com. A lot of interesting things to talk about here, and we're so happy to have with us in studio with us Jeffrey Moskovitz. Jeff Moskovitz is the owner and care manager for a company by the name of Home Care Assistance, and we're going to talk to Jeff about his company, which is located in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, a little bit about what they do and how you may be able to take advantage of services there. Jeff, thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The company has been around since 2001. Give us a little bit of background about your work with the company and basically your mission and what it is that you provide.
The company was started in 2001 by a PhD and a geriatric care manager who naturally know the intimate needs of the elderly. And as far as I go, I have a location in Doylestown. We serve all of Bucks County and all of Philadelphia. And our mission since 2001 has stayed the same, and that is to provide the resources to enable the elderly to live at home as they age.
So this is obviously an alternative for folks as far as not sending elderly parents or grandparents into a nursing home, but your caregivers will actually come into the home, into the residences. What distinguishes your home care from the others that are out there?
For starters, we hire only the most experienced caregivers. They go through a rigorous screening test, and they are subject to criminal background checks. They're subject to motor vehicle checks. They have to prove that they have the ability to work legally in the United States. They're insured, liability-wise. They're bonded, and they're insured for workers' comp.
It seems to me that you put a great deal of care with home care assistance in the caregivers that you do hire and the amount of attention that you have and as far as your own philosophy and what you expect from them. Is that key? Is that the sort of the hallmark to what your company is, the type of caregivers that you are allowing to work under the company's name and going into the homes of these folks?
That's part of the hallmark. I mean, we spend a lot of time and resources on hiring the best caregivers, and we charge only a flat rate, which means as your needs increase, your rate does not. We don't require a long-term contract, so you stay with us only as long as you are satisfied.
So how does it generally work? A client will come to you, you'll kind of evaluate the situation and then kind of go from there?
Generally how it works is a client call will come in, it'll be directed to me, and we will have maybe a half an hour conversation, talk about the situation and what they've tried and what the symptoms are and what the diagnosis is and what their needs are. And from there, I'll set up a consultation, what's really called an assessment, at which point I would go out to the client's house, get a feel for the client, get a feel for his or her environment, and from there we determine a care plan. We take that care plan and we match it up with the most appropriate caregiver.
You're logged on to the BigTalker1210.com. Bob Bumbera with Jeffrey Moskovitz, who is the owner and care manager of Home Care Assistance. Home Care Assistance is located in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. We're talking a little bit about what Home Care Assistance can offer you. Perhaps you're in a situation where an elderly parent is facing some care needs. You do not want to put them in a nursing home per se. That's where Home Care Assistance comes to play here. They actually can provide caregivers to come to the home of an elderly person. And we were just talking with Jeff a little bit about the services that you provide. Can you give folks a little sense of what you do provide as far as that care plan you were referencing and the services that you offer?
Sure. We provide everything from companionship. Some people just want someone to play cards with, to personal care, which includes bathing, toileting, grooming, dressing. We run transportation and errands. We take them to the doctor's office, to the grocery store, to the pharmacy. A lot of ladies like to go to the beauty parlor. We can also help around the house with some light housekeeping, some cleaning.
Now, will your caregivers work in tandem at times if there are specific medical folks involved in a situation that need to be in that home? Will your caregivers sort of work with them, collaborate with them?
Yeah, we have several situations where there's a client who's afflicted with various medical situations, and a nurse comes in, an RN or an LPN, for 1 or 2 hours a day, and at a much higher expense than we are, and therefore they can't afford to be around 12, 14 hours a day, or in the case of a live-in, 24 hours a day, or 4 hours a day, or whatever the case may be. So they come in to do the medical work, and they go home, and we're sort of the round-the-clock caregiver.
You know what I wanted to ask you? I mean, you've had so much experience in this, and just what you've been able to witness, whether just personally and to see some of your clients when they're able to remain in their home, a comfortable setting, a familiar setting, when a caregiver who comes in, one of your caregivers from a home care assistance, comes in to that home, and like you said, either it's playing cards or helping with more serious issues. But what that does, or what you can see that does for that person who is able to remain in their home, as far as just a mental uplifting kind of thing, what are you able to witness with some of your clients?
Well, it's quite satisfying to be in a business like this, because you get to see, you literally get to help people hands-on, and there's a lot of satisfaction in that.
And I would imagine or presume most of your clients are baby boomer generation, looking out for their elderly parents.
That's
correct?
Exactly right.
So you really have the client, which really is the person themselves that needs the caregiving, and the sons or daughters that are arranging for this, both being satisfied really with this arrangement.
Exactly. So there's a great deal of satisfaction for me in providing that service, not only for the client who needs the care, but for the adult children of that client who need the help.
Well, the company that we're talking about is Home Care Assistance. They're located in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Our guest here on the Virtual Health and Wellness Fair on the BigTalker1210.com has been Jeffrey Moskovitz, and Jeffrey is the owner and care manager. And Jeffrey, again, for folks, our viewers here online who want to contact you, what's the best way to contact you or to set up an appointment, an initial, evaluation?
Best way to contact me is to call me directly at 215-489-9183. You can also call our national number, 1-866-4-LIVE-IN. Our website, www.homecareassistance.com. And if you look under locations, you'll find the link to the Bucks and Philadelphia page.
And as you're viewing us here on the BigTalker1210.com, you'll be able to link up to the HomeCareAssistance.com website. Jeffrey Moskovitz has been with us. Jeffrey, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day talking to our viewers about what you provide with home care assistance and all the hard work you do. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Jeffrey Moskovitz, our guest here on this segment of the Virtual Health and Wellness Fair on the BigTalker1210.com. I'm Bob Bumbera. Thanks so much for viewing.